Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you this garage setup by NewAge products. Full transparency, NewAge products sponsored this video. Now, in all fairness, they didn't sponsor me when I selected them. In the course of correspondence, ordering parts, going back and forth, and then showing them the channel, they decided to sponsor me, which is really generous and I'm really happy. And turns out there's really not a lot of YouTube videos on NewAge products garage setups. So this will service them and hopefully give you some insight of what to expect if you buy their product. I have to admit, I like them a little more now that they've sponsored me, right? But the experience was great no matter what. So this series is the Bold series. They have 3 series. One is an entry level, I can't remember what it's called. This is of course the Bold, and then they have the Pro. And the Pro is more expensive. It's a thicker gauge metal, heavier casters, better rollers in the drawers, stuff like that. You decide if you're going to really beat on the stuff. Maybe the Pro series is for you. I can tell you that the Bold series for the money and what I'm going to use it for is perfect, absolutely perfect for my needs. But anyway, in this video I'll show you all of the cabinets that I bought. This is actually 3 packages or components that they offer together. And then I added some uppers and lowers, and then some other countertops or worktops, I guess you call it, to finish the garage that I wanted to put together, to finish my design. But if it weren't for those packages that they put together, I really would have had a hard time with a starting point. So that really helped me. Also, from a price perspective, the packages are much less than the individual components. You end up spending a lot more when you buy it individually. You have to shop around because it's available through their website and through Sam's Club and Costco, and each company will run a deal. And Sam's Club actually ended up refunding me via price match for a better price that I got from NewAge products right on their website. So take your time, shop around, and for the money, this is really, I think, the best bang you can get. I'll show you the floor and talk about that a little bit. I'll show you the lighting because I'm sure I'm going to get some questions on that too. If you've seen any of my videos, you've certainly seen the car before, and this is certainly a way better place to shoot videos now, right? Now that it's done. But anyway, let's start with the floor. So this floor is made by a company called Race Deck. I got it through Amazon, and this is their Garage Deck series. You can see the difference in the 2 different colors. We definitely wanted to go with 2 colors, but the different designs, that was a screw up. I thought that it would all be this diamond, and when the button showed up, I was kind of disappointed, but when I put it down, I decided that I really liked it a lot better. If you've watched my videos, you've seen me in bare feet most of the time, and especially working on the car. Well, that's going to stop because this diamond tread, although it's really grippy, it's really hard on your feet, and it's also hard on the tires. So that's why I'm happy that under the cars, this is where my wife's car goes, of course, the 911 and the boat. Under all of this is the buttons, and it's really easy on the tires. It doesn't make any noise, it doesn't pick up any dirt, so that screw up ended up being a really good idea. If you put down a garage floor, start at the door. I didn't know this, and I started way back there, and if you look, I had to end it early and then paint it. It kind of looks like I meant to do it, so I'm fine with it. My wife's tires keep kind of pulling the paint up a little bit right here, you can see, but overall I'm happy with it, and I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So one other thing about this floor is when you walk around it kind of taps, you can hear the tapping. The manufacturer says as it fills in with dirt and grime over the years it'll start to quiet down, but I think it's a small price to pay. It is a little annoying, the tapping. It sounds like a laminate floor, but overall, we're thrilled with it, and wouldn't really change a thing. Let's get into the cabinets. They wrap all the way around the garage, and the first thing I want to show you is get yourself some magnetic hooks right here. Magnetic hooks. Over here, we've got some magnetic towel holders. Magnetic rack. Magnets stick to this, obviously. It's all metal, and it's fantastic. You can hang a towel here to dry. Don't start drilling holes in this stuff if you don't think of magnets on your own. I hope this video causes you to do that. These worktops are bamboo, and the neat thing about them being bamboo, they also offer them in stainless. If I was doing crafts or maybe food prep, I would have picked the stainless, but because it's a garage and I'm just going to beat on them, I chose the bamboo. They looked a little thin, but they are really sturdy. They don't flex at all. It's a pressed laminate, I'm very impressed by the quality of the countertops. I couldn't find a bamboo backsplash that I liked, so I used maple, and I painted it with polyurethane, which has that yellowish tinge to it. So over the years, this will become even more yellow and match better, but I'm really happy with it. I picked the boards with the most grain in them to match the bamboo. And then I finished the edges with a little box joint that returns back into the side. This is glued in with liquid nails, and it came out really good. I think it adds to it. So if you choose to do this, that's one idea for you. So you'll see that this is crooked here, and the reason why it's crooked is because the garage floor slopes. This is level, this is sitting on the floor, and it's not. I can show you how much the garage slopes because you can see just how much space is over here compared to all the way back here at the wall. These feet are pretty much bottomed out. So that slope has to be compensated for here. You can't do anything about it, so I'm not going to worry about it. But the thing I wanted to show you about these roll-in drawers, and you can put them anywhere. Like I could have put this over here in the kit that they sell. They have one of these cabinets here instead of these two, but because I've got all the drawers all in one area, I decided that this is where I wanted them. Anyway, if I pull this out a little bit, I'll show you how wobbly they are. So they're super, they're kind of wobbly. Over here, not wobbly at all. So the way you fix that is you mount a board right up underneath. You can see up under there where I mounted just a piece of 2x4, which is enough space for it to hit against the back of the rolling cabinet. Put the rolling cabinet in place, push in on the bottom with your foot a little bit, lock the wheels down, and it makes it much more stable than it is if it's just standing there. These are really great also because if you're working on a car or boat or something, you can wheel them right out into the garage. I really love them. I'm happy with them. These rollers are ball bearing rollers. They're not the greatest. They just have a track in there with ball bearings. It's not a complete cage around the ball bearing like a more expensive unit, but for like I said, what I'm going to be using them for, they're fine. So here's where I started to customize. Over here I cut about 2 or 3 inches off of this worktop in order to terminate it into the wall. And up underneath, these are the brackets that NewAge Products intends for you to mount right here against the side of the cabinet. There's holes in the cabinet for those brackets. You can easily just mount it to the wall into some studs, and it'll support the edge of the worktop. On this one, I mounted the worktop right to the cabinet. So this cabinet will not pull out. It's very solid, and that is an option. It doesn't really show it in the instructions, but you can do that. As opposed to over here, where I used both. If you look right up in here, I used the angle that bolts to the side of this cabinet. I used it over here as well. And this way, I can pull this cabinet out. I have an outlet back there that I'd like to get to if I need to, so if I need to pull this out, I can. And then it also gives me a place to store a couple boards that I use frequently when I'm banging on stuff or whatever. This garbage can is kind of neat. I've always liked these old style galvanized Oscar the Grouch kind of garbage cans, and it looks great with this setup. So also over here, just oversized sink and then compressed air throughout, and that was a great place to stick the compressor. These light valances, there's a couple things about these light valances. So because these cabinets are not put together perfectly even, and here's what I mean. Let's just step back, and if you measure your garage and you want to put cabinets across the entire back wall like I did here, this is about 25 feet, I think, and you have about 1.25 inches of play that you can stretch these cabinets. I know that sounds kind of funny, how are you stretching the cabinets? Well, that is really actually what you're doing. So by bolting this cabinet to the wall, and then you kind of loosely bolt these together before you attach them to the wall, I got really all the way over to about here when I realized just exactly how much space I had left before I started bolting them to the wall. And what ends up happening is you have a little gap here, maybe a little bit more of a gap here, a come over here and you can actually see that I have more of a gap. And then you can also see that I've kind of fixed for the walls not being perfectly square. And then if you come down here, you can see there's a little gap right here, which is, it's a pretty square gap, but it's still a gap nonetheless. And the combination of all those gaps over a 25-foot span is about 1.25 inches of play that you have to make these work. So I didn't know that. That was kind of learn as you put them up. These light balances, because they are a fixed length and they don't really respond well to these varying gaps, and also they don't really fit perfectly right up underneath. If you caulk them in with black caulking, it hides all the light leakage and looks really good. Also, because of the way that I installed it, this light valance is not the light valance that came with the corner cabinet. The corner cabinet one is meant to fit perfectly. Of course, none of this fits perfectly, so I had to custom cut one of these to fit here. And then once I caulked everything in, it just looks really sharp. It looks like it was meant to be. The way that I brought electricity into the cabinets is all to code. There's outlets in every bay. So we've got one here that comes in from the wall, which is wired into the ceiling. So when I turn on and off the ceiling lights, these lights under cabinet lights come on. Here's another one right here. All these under cabinet lights come on with these outlets. Okay, so let's keep going over to this corner here, where the only cabinet that is not correct and still not finished is this one. So this is a 24-inch cabinet. I've got a 36-inch cabinet on back order. It will come all the way over to about 4 inches from the side of the safe here, and those outlets now will be inside the cabinet, and it'll just be a much more finished look here. This cabinet I have a home for somewhere else in the garage. However, that 36-inch cabinet is on back order for a couple months, so it's just going to stay like this until then. You can see where I didn't caulk this in all the way, and this is the light leakage that I'm talking about. So if you caulk that in, it just really cleans it up, makes it look really nice. And I'll put the link in the comments on what lights these are. These under cabinet lights they fit perfectly. If you just look up underneath there, and they just fit perfectly right up in there. And you can't even see them from outside. So another neat thing about going with the bamboo tops is you get all these bamboo accessories. This is just a modified shoe rack, bamboo, 25 bucks on Amazon. Over here, there's a little bit more bamboo to house some of the tools. Right up here is some more bamboo to make a shelf in these cabinets. So bamboo, if you just Google bamboo shelving on Amazon, you get all kinds of options, and this stuff is super cheap. And this is another bamboo shelf. This was just part of that shoe rack. I did put this was used on Amazon, 15 bucks for a little rack there. That's kind of nice. But anyway, the neat thing about bamboo is it all looks the same. So regardless of what you add to this, here is a storage for sandpaper, for organizing sandpaper, and all that is a bamboo file organizer for somebody's desktop. So that's another reason why I really liked going with the bamboo. So back over here to this side, I wanted to show you how I seamed all this together, because this was custom cut. I had to cut one of these longer boards to get all this to work. So this is the NewAge Products corner worktop, and then I just cut and made it up 2 pieces of worktop to make this corner desk area. And if you look up underneath, I had to fabricate a piece of aluminum to seam here. Over here I used the bracket from NewAge Products, and then if you look back in the corners, I made my own little L brackets and then affixed a piece of maple to the wall to hold it all together. And up here against the safe, I just double stick taped this to the side of the safe, and that's what's supporting the end here. It's very, very sturdy. It gives a great work area for gun cleaning or whatever, and that's what this space will be for. I'm really looking forward to getting that cabinet like I mentioned before. So another thing I wanted to show you about these cabinets is they will, the doors don't fit perfectly. So if you install these and you have a situation where one door hits over the other, you can simply take one of these washers. This is just a little star washer. Lift up on the hinge right here, and you can see I have one in here. So maybe it wasn't this side that I put it in. But anyway, if you put that washer right underneath, what will happen is it raises the whole door and it will not rub anymore. You can see there's one over here that I did right here. So there's one of the star washers. This cabinet, when I opened it, this side was fine. This side rubbed, and now it doesn't rub anymore because that little star washer lifted it up. So that's one more tip. You can see over behind the boat, we did a few more cabinets. They mount to drywall, studs, or concrete, the same. You know, you just use the appropriate fasteners. And then down here at the end of the garage, we did one more, and back there in the corner, a little work area for yard equipment. This center cabinet is movable. You know, the thing's on wheels. It's pretty sturdy. You know, I haven't run into a problem with it. You can mount a vise to it as long as you choose the right bolt so that you can still open and close the door. This is, I did not cut this, it's just a standard size. And then up underneath there, you can see where the bolts just go right through the steel. It worked out really well. This being magnetic, you know, you can stick stuff to it. That's always a great thing. And then the one problem with this is you got to put the light stuff up top and put the heavy stuff on the bottom, because if you open up too many drawers at once, it's going to tip forward. It's just the reality. It kind of stinks, but you just don't do that. I put a hook back here for the extra vacuum hose, and the drawers don't bottom out in the back of the cabinet, so you can put a nut back there and it's fine. There's plenty of room. So that worked out nice. These electrical strips are stuck on with automotive trim tape. I tried a couple different double stick tapes, and that seemed to be the only thing that would really hold. They just kept falling off. This surface is pretty slick. I did wipe it with acetone first. And then I said I'd talk about the lights a little bit. So the lights are LED tube lights that have been converted from fluorescent. So I just pulled the fluorescent ballast out and wired up the tubes. They make a huge difference, and it's super affordable. These aren't very expensive at all. I think it was 50 bucks for maybe a box of 10, and they make such a big difference. It's so bright in here now. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video helps you make a buying decision. Thanks NewAge Products. They make a really good product, and their support is fantastic. Everything came in boxes, really thick boxes, really well packaged. Almost everything is assembled. In fact, it comes with the doors on. You have to remove the doors to mount it. It comes with all the drawers in it. You have to mount the tops and the feet and the wheels. But outside of that, it's all pretty much pre-assembled. They put it all on a pallet for you and deliver it with a freight service. And I just couldn't be happier. The service after the sale was really good. There was a couple pieces that they either sold me or replaced, or they give you plenty of extra nuts and bolts. There's not enough good things I can say about them. They always answer the phone, and really, really helpful. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching my videos, and if you like this one, please hit that like button, please subscribe. I've got new random videos coming out all the time. So thanks again. See ya.